Hey there, it's Lisa Parrish, and I'm coming to you with tips, tricks, tools, and resources for your awards entries. So, first thing I'm going to start off with is attitude. Approaching this process with a positive, competitive attitude towards this will make all the difference in the world. Make it fun, enjoy the process, and it's going to shine through to the judges. This, in essence, is your sales and marketing of your person, your space, or your place to the jury. So now let's get into the approach. And how you approach the process also makes a difference. Look at it strategically, whether you're submitting yourself for professional achievement or submitting your company or on your client's behalf. Reviewing the categories and requirements for the opportunities for recognition. Noting that in most cases that you can submit the same entry into multiple categories, allowing for not only expanded recognition, but also providing the judges with further opportunities to get to know the entry or entrant is always a win. In the case of some awards programs, awards that require you to submit into eligibility categories, such as Community Year. You can look at these as building blocks or building your case to the jury. So, make a list of the categories and entries you wish to submit. Create a budget for your entry fees, sponsorship, and tickets for the show, and then start to gather materials, images, plans, and details. Okay, process. Once you have that list, the budget, and the idea of materials, this is a good time to submit within the entry portal to get your entry numbers and forms. Go to the entry application. Note the system works best in Safari or Explorer. Chrome has some issues, so I would stay away from that. Select your entry fee, select your category. Complete the fields. For the fields, the project name is either the community or the candidate's name. In the builder field, the builder or developer name that should be credited. And the associate field is the ad agency, architect, or designer who should be credited for the work. If you're submitting for professional achievement, that field can be left as NA, not applicable. If you would like to submit multiple entries, choose Add Another Project. The system can take up to 50 entries in a single setting. Complete your company information. The contact name should be the person who will be working on the entries, as email confirmation will be sent to the email provided. If you provide your coworker, boss, or client's emails, the confirmation is going to go to them and not you. Billing. This can be yourself, your boss, your client, and it's only for the payment system. For the check payments, note you will need to submit your check payment by the entry deadline with a copy of the email confirmation, which is your invoice. Credit cards, submit your information. You're all set once it completes, and the email confirmation will be your receipt. If for any reason the email confirmation does not come back to you immediately, please let us know. We can forward it to you. We can check to make sure that the credit card did not decline or if there's any other details. Note, every email company server has a little differing degree of security, but we'll get it to you in a timely manner. Once you receive your confirmation, you will have the list of entry numbers to begin prepping your materials. So here are the details. We suggest that you create a master file folder for your entries. Within that folder, you can create folders for each of your entries. Name each of those folders with the entry number and the name of the category and or the project name. Inside that folder, you can place the materials for that entry. The form, professional achievement, team project information form, or sales achievement form. The forms are available on the entry sites and also in your entry confirmation email. They are provided to you in Word so that you can easily edit them and complete them and save them. When submitting, you can submit them as a Word doc or a PDF. Also inside that folder, that's where you will place your images. For professional achievement, a single good image of the candidate. Please make sure that the image is saved at 300 dpi, sized as close to 1800 pixels wide as you possibly can. Smaller photos from LinkedIn and social media have a tendency to pixelate, and we want to make sure that that person has the opportunity to shine on screen. So a good candidate photo is very important. For marketing and product, you have up to 8 images in most cases, and in some awards programs, up to 12 images. These are your choice in most cases. The requirements will say images that represent the entry. This is true in almost all cases, but note for product design or home building, a front exterior is a must. And for renovation or remodeling, the before photos will make a world of difference. Again, all these images should be 300 dpi, at least 1800 pixels wide, JPEG format. Now, in today's world, with all the marketing we've had to do and move to online, images used to market your space, place, or person should be readily available. What you use on your website for the consumer works just as well for the jury. And if you do not have 8 or 12 images, that's okay. Use the best that convey the entry. In some cases, less is more. So don't try to come up with additional images by taking them with your iPhone or mixing them with your professional shots. They may hurt more than help. Floor plans should be saved as high-resolution PDFs. Clean, nice floor plans with your website or marketing are fine. If you have marketing plans of furniture placement, they are much appreciated. Now, important. Each of these files should be named with a category number, entry number, and sequence number or description. We've created tools and resources. In these resources, we have links to help you to learn how to batch rename files. And once you get the hang of this, it will make it a breeze. We have this for Windows and for Mac. Another tool available in resources are sample entries. We've compiled entries from previous winners that will give you a track to run on. They show you how the entry should look, the naming, the formatting. They give you an idea of what the imagery should look like for each type of award and also give you glimpses of great marketing statements. If you have additional questions or need additional samples, reach out to me and we will provide you any and all suggestions, ideas, and details that you could possibly need. Now, the judges and the jury. As with anything in sales and marketing, know your audience. Judges are selected from among the most creative and successful individuals within the home building industry and represent the many disciplines contributing to building and design, as well as the geographic diversity. Each judge has been an entrant, a winner within their own home market, and in some cases a national honoree, and they donate their time and expertise and efforts to our industry. The judges and judging are tabulated under very specific rules. For sales, marketing, and design, the entry materials are reviewed, viewing the images of all the entries, and each of the statements are read aloud to the judges. And the judges, in most cases, will tour the Community of the Year nominees in person. And for professional achievement, the team is broken into panels and to review the professional candidates' nominations and personally meet with each candidate via Zoom or video interview, or in some cases, personal interviews in person. Judges weigh the submitted material with the statement and how well each entry met their goals described in the statement against the criteria. Scores are ranked based on how successful each entry met the target market and intended goals. Each of the judges mark their own ballot on a 10-point system, with 10 being the highest. Team PMP collects and tabulates the judges' ballots to calculate the finalists and the award winners. So that means you are marketing your person, your space, your place to an industry peer. Speak in familiar terms. Give them the details as if you were discussing the what, the why, the how, and make it easy to digest. Now, the biggest questions we get: marketing statements and candidate statements. All right, candidate statements. Make sure you gather the details: sales rates, prices, information on the candidate. For the statement, this is an introduction letter to the judges. Those 200 words should be highlights of what the judges should be aware of. Bullet points work great. The Great American Novel does not. Make sure the information on the form is easy for them to digest. Each candidate will have a chance to answer 3 questions when they meet with the judges. They will be asked to share their biggest challenge, their biggest success, and what they're most proud of. And they normally have about 10 minutes with the judges to share that information. Please make sure ahead of time that you give those candidates that information so they have a chance to think about it prior to their meeting. For the Marketing and Design Awards, the jury is read the statements. The top of the form has the details, such as the location, the price, the square footage, the target market. We also ask for the website address. This is just a reference fallback in case we have additional information we need to gather and it's not easily available. This is not read to the jury. For the narrative, bullet points are appreciated and work great. For marketing, here are some of the items the judges will be looking for. How did you target to the demographic? What challenges did you encounter? And what wows of design should the judges be aware of? For digital websites and technology, what was your intention? Who was the market? How did you reach them? In the digital advertising categories, the judges are interested in hearing the strategy of the campaign, how it was implemented, and the actual results. The graphic looks also play a big role, but the stats are what make the difference. For interiors and product, make sure that you walk the judges through the home. Touch on the highlights. Point out the new design features or the elements of the home that really attract the target buyer. And again, they love to hear how the plan is being received and selling. Concise, to the point statements written to enhance the imagery provided, pointing out the strategies, the challenges and constraints, and how the team addressed them, and what the results were, are highly encouraged. Discuss elements in the photos and imagery submitted. Stay away from referencing elements not seen in photos. Do not reference an adorable little girl's room if you do not have a photo of an adorable little girl's room. For Community of the Year, share the high points. Sales, vision, design of the community. Total number of units available for the calendar year. Total number of units sold for the calendar year. Total number of closings for the calendar year. What was the vision for our community? How did you execute it? What were the challenges you encountered? And what's the wow? So for these statements, know your audience, the judges are a member of the industry, write and present your materials as marketing presentations, and avoid messaging that is directed as sales or consumer focused. And the biggest no-no, boilerplate or blanket statements. Writing one statement that can be used for all categories is an immediate turnoff to the judges. Now, once you have everything ready and you're ready to submit all of your materials, we suggest you submit your materials using file sharing services. This can be FTP, Dropbox, Hightail, Google Drive, whichever that you are most comfortable with. Please send a link for download to entries@teampmp.com. And once we receive, we will confirm the receipt. Once they're downloaded, check for completeness. And if you're missing any elements or we have any issues, we'll reach out. All right, we've covered a lot, and here's a summary of the tips we've made that make your entry shine. First off, follow the instructions. Label your materials correctly. Remember how the entries are reviewed by the judges. Put yourself in their place. Keep things clear and concise and easily digestible. Tell your story. In this competitive market, standing out and being unique will help distinguish your entry from the field. Don't just give the normal laundry list of elements, but tell them the story of why and the success of the community, the program, the person, the place, or the space. Formatting. Don't overthink it. Follow the rules. Think of this as a marketing presentation, though. View it as if you're making a marketing pitch, and know your audience and target your message accordingly. And here's a big thing. Proofread. Whenever you submit the entry, it should be clean and error-free. If at all possible, make sure you can maybe get a fresh set of eyes. Have a colleague review the materials to make sure that there are no mistakes and everything's clear and concise. They may be even able to offer you some additional details to add value to that entry. Getting noticed can feel like an uphill battle, but the more effort and care you put into your submittal, the better your chances are. Yours will be chosen as winners.